Hey folks, out here again, 9:12 p.m. May 9th, 2013. A few more things I just want to go over with you guys today before any more breaking news comes out. I'm still going to be watching that solar flare activity that's going on as we speak. So here we go. Also, the asteroid 1988 TA. You guys want to go ahead and keep your eye on that. Close approach tonight through tomorrow. 400-meter asteroid. Alright, so here we go. Jon Stewart takes CNN to talk with epic mockery of network's Judah heiress trial coverage. Pretty much showing the same thing Dabu 7 did. He's making fun of the CNN reporters for using a satellite interview and they're in the same parking lot. Very interesting, funny video if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. I've sent from a good friend and a subscriber on my channel. Also, Obama to support internet wiretapping program. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Right now they're talking about a new law that's going to be passed that where Obama and certain agencies can tap into internet at any time they want and view anything we're doing, and pretty much that's already happening. So it's going to just get worse. Also, Malcolm X's son, Shabazz, grandson of Malcolm X, killed in Tijuana, 5/9/2013. Supposedly, he was being robbed and thrown over a building, and he died from his injuries later on today. So, sad news there. You know, Malcolm X was a good freedom fighter. So, it's sad to see that. You know, must be getting phone calls from my wife because the cat's crying out too because she knows she's coming home. Alright, here we go. Moscow Red Square Parade. Russia celebrates World War II Victory Day. We have over 11,000 troops, 101 military hardware, and 68 fighter jets and helicopters have taken part in a parade at Moscow's Red Square, the biggest event among thousands underway in Russia to celebrate their World War II victory. Yeah, you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Very interesting stuff there. Also, U.S. wants 9 permanent bases in Afghanistan after 2014 ISAF withdrawal. Of course they do. That was their plan from the beginning. That and to take oil. They're setting up freaking bases all over the world. U.S. has the most bases of any other country in the world. Global domination? I think so. After President Hamid Karzai voted Thursday to warning concessions out of the United States in negotiations for a security pact for the country, as Washington wants to maintain 9 military bases in Afghanistan after ISAF troops withdrawal in 2014. Wasn't there an old video out, like, what, 2008? Talking about this girl ranting on about the military and what they're doing. You know, about Halliburton and all that. Yep, there it is. 14 bases. Also, lightning strikes. Injures 39 at German party. Yeah, 39 people have been injured when lightning struck a Father's Day event in eastern Germany. 8 people are in severe condition from a crowd of some 500 when the flash hit a group of trees in a switch box around 1 p.m. local time. Several ambulances and 2 helicopters were called to the village of the Ball. Police say many visitors at the fairground suffered burns and were treated for shock. Also, 5 killed, 3 injured in car blast in Pakistan. Also, Pakistani Prime Minister's son was kidnapped yesterday. Also, Iran recalls ambassador to Cyprus over extradition of Iranian national to U.S. Iran has recalled its ambassador in Cyprus for consulting after the Mediterranean nation extradited an Iranian national to the U.S. for attempting to violate UN arms sanctions. Crazy stuff going on, folks. Also, here we go. On to other news. Report, U.S. nuclear site cleanup may be too dangerous. Plutonium could congregate to trigger nuclear chain reaction. Problems at Hanford, a shop stopper. If you guys want to read into this. The waste treatment and immobilization plant here has hit a major snag in the form of potential chain reactions, hydrogen explosions, and leaks from metal corrosion. And the revelation last February that 6 more of these storage tanks are currently leaking as further ramp-up of the pressure has for resolution. The waste feed through the system will be in the form of a non-Newtonian slurry, a mixture of fluids and solids of many different shapes, sizes, and densities. If these solids stop moving, problems ensue. A lot of different stuff going on here, folks. The Defense Nuclear Safety Board, which advises the White House, has called these problems a showstopper. Also, hot particle detected in leaking tank at U.S. nuclear plant. Significant radioactive contamination in the water. This is an audio if you guys want to look into this. You know. More and more stuff. It says, we also hear there was a hot particle detected that had a pretty high radiation dose rate coming off of it that was found in the tank. So there's significant radioactive contamination in the tank. Okay, and this is from Fairwinds Energy Education. If you guys want to listen into that. Also, worry about wall of water heading towards the control room. A wall of water? Why are they worried about a wall of water heading towards the control room at U.S. nuclear plant if leaking 30,000 gallon tank fails? Oh, 300,000 gallon tank fails. Flood control berm in place. This is another audio if you guys want to look into it. This is about the Pleiades control room. You guys want to look into that. Also, more. Cover over reactive number 1 to be removed at Fukushima plant. Radiation levels expected to rise. The operator of the crippled Fukushima nuclear power plant said Thursday it plans to temporarily take off a cover placed around the damaged number 1 reactor building to prepare for the removal of fuel in the spent fuel pool. You know, pretty much the whole daggone Pacific Ocean is Fukushima now, and it's crazy how you can actually see from space, supposedly, you can see this radiation bubble around the Earth. We're all getting radiation from Fukushima. In my honest opinion, nuclear power was the stupidest decision human or mankind could have ever invented. Same thing with nuclear bombs. 2 stupidest inventions of all time. Now we're all dying because of it. Also, TAPCO now dumping contaminated water from Fukushima plant into ocean. 200 tons of radioactive groundwater pumped out. Tokyo Electric Power Company plans to discharge some groundwater that has flowed into the premises of the crippled Fukushima nuclear power plant. As a trial, TEPCO has pumped out about 200 tons of groundwater using the wells. Its density of radioactive substances was the same as rivers in surrounding areas, according to the officials. You know, people are like, oh, you know, it's as bad as Chernobyl. No, this is like millions and millions and millions of times worse than Chernobyl. You know, I won't even drink any water past the freaking Mississippi. Really, we're all screwed. This is worse than setting off hundreds of nuclear bombs at once. It's just an ongoing flow of radiation. Oh, you know, that's why I'm saying, you know, Lord, I hope Jesus comes soon. Because it's going to be a matter of time before we all start seeing signs. Our thyroids and other parts of our bodies from this radiation poisoning our entire planet. Not to mention all the volcanic eruptions and sulfur and other gaseous fumes like methane being pumped out all over the planet right now, especially down around Bayou Corn. Our time is running short and it's coming to an end, so be prepared for that one. There you go, folks. That's a little bit more news for you. So much love to you all. Anything late and breaking, I will be back on here later to update you. So much love. God bless.